You told me once that back in the 80s, your wife was doing charts and graphs. And of course, Earl Weaver here in Baltimore had his cards. And Whitey Herzog had his different colored pencils. So in a sense, they were anticipating sabermetrics. You don't reject it. You just say it can't be the be-all and end-all.
No, there's a place for it. You know, you as a manager, I think part of your responsibility is make those people that are doing that comfortable to bring that information to you, and not just say anything wasn't brought up with. But we were brought up. That's what a lot of people miss. You know, we were playing guys to pull with 5 at-bats in the Florida State League and New York Penn League. You want to have some guts. Of course, there's wasn't anybody in the ballpark critiquing it. You know, my wife, I can still remember bringing home our charts, pictures, and I remember Mike Christopher, Troy Evers, all the guys, Steve Atkins, what their color pins were, and, you know, dotted line was a ground ball, firm ball was straight, humpback, and, you know, we'd come back and play these guys again. So this isn't really anything. It's just, Bob, we have so much more information.
And with all that new information, these days in Baltimore, Showalter's approach is to marry old school with the new wave.
We did a thing this spring where we did Sabermetrics analytics for dummies. I took our most veteran, old school baseball guy, and I said, "Will you do me a favor, and I want you to make this presentation. I want you to sit down with our guys and take every stat that's used now, WOBA, WAR, all of them, pitching, hitting, and let's take the cloak off of them. You know, let's say, basically he did a great job with it, Dom Cheedy. Here's what they tell you, this stat tells you, WAR or whatever. Let's say, for instance, here's what it doesn't tell you. Here's where you better be careful with it. And show me the 300 batting average of each one of them. Show me the 3 ERA of each one of them. In other words, where's the standard? What's good, what's poor, what's average, what's very good? And, you know, after it was over, a lot of our guys, the old school guys we had on the field and everything kind of went, really, that's what it is? That's all? Yeah, oh, I got that. And I said, well, like exit velocity.
The exit velocity is huge, and we're going to take a look at Jose Bautista, Joey Bats.
You've seen this one? But
that's the new thing.
But they call it velo. Today's people have to abbreviate everything. I said, you mean velocity?
So the exit velocity, 104.5 miles per hour, 393 feet.
And someone says, well, what do you think about exit velocity? I said, well, the ball that Jimmy Paredes hit last night was real loud. I bet it had a high exit velocity. So your ears tell you that.
Joe Torre had his way of putting it. He said to Brian Cashman, is a very bright guy.
Yeah,
he said,
fine.
you got to remember, the game has a heartbeat. And all of these sabermetric outcomes.
And there's a place for them, Bob. I embrace them.
Huge part. I'm
but you better have
fascinated by
somebody
it.
that has the hand, too. Wait a minute, this guy just went through a divorce. This guy there's some things going on here. You got to keep in mind that both elements, and each group has to have respect for the other one. I can't do what they do, but they can't do what our coaches do.
And all these macro stats that you reach the sabermetric decisions with are created out of hundreds of micro moments. And each of those micro moments are not exactly the same as the macro. There could be a given night where you know, because of your powers of observation or what you know about your team, you know that this guy who's hitting 250 and is 1 for 12 lifetime against this guy has a good chance to get a hit against him in this situation, whereas some sabermetrician is saying Buck has lost his mind.
It's okay. It's all right, and he's probably right. You know, what's funny is we come in here and after games, before games, and critique it with the media. Thank God they do, because it makes our game very popular. And there's always something that happens that wasn't supposed to happen on paper. I go, what about our world and our sports society? Do we want to know about what's going to happen before it happens? You know, because what appears on paper should happen doesn't always happen.